feel something rubbing on the side of my little toe.
So many pilgrims get it wrong on Camino and suffer blisters that could have been avoided. Some of the blisters I have seen on Camino, oof. Now, if you're squeamish, you might want to look away. This photo was taken in Torres del Rio on the Camino Frances, only 6 days in. Both feet are a mess with large blisters that have burst. It's actually quite impressive what he was able to achieve in such a short space of time. Now, I don't want you to think that there's blisters waiting for you around every corner, because it is possible to walk a Camino and not get a single blister. And I'm going to show you how. But before I do, a little disclaimer. These are my methods that have worked for me, and I have walked the Camino Frances, the Camino Portuguese and the Camino Bastan and not got a single blister. So what I want you to do is to watch this video and use the elements that work for you. The repetitive friction of your boot or piece of clothing against the skin, movement coupled with moisture, leads to a blister. The lump of skin that swells up and is full of liquid is the body's way of protecting that irritated part of skin. This is the body's natural defense, which is great if you didn't have to walk the next day and the day after that and the day after that, because walking with blisters is uncomfortable and painful, and in some cases can end a Camino early, and we don't want that. Picking footwear to walk your Camino is important, but some Camino groups and forums can be confusing, with everyone piling in telling you you must do this and you must do that. Try and ignore the noise. So I'll keep it simple. Pick a shoe, boot or trainer that fits securely on your foot. Try a few different pairs and a few different styles. Find a shoe that you like and works best for your feet. When you're walking long distances, feet tend to swell, so you want to get a shoe that is half a size to a whole size bigger. Trust me, your toes will thank you for it. What season are you going in? Gore-Tex is great in the winter, but if you're walking in the summer, your feet need to be able to breathe. Are you walking on rocky, uneven ground? If so, do you need ankle support from a boot? It's important that whatever footwear you choose is secure on your foot. If they're loose, they'll rub and give you heel blisters. The heel lock lacing technique can help secure your footwear. A link is in the description. If you're walking one of the more popular routes, the Camino Frances or the Camino Portuguese, all you really need are trainers or simple walking shoes. And before you go, please, please, please do some practice walks in them. Believe me, your feet will thank you for it. This involves wearing a thin synthetic liner sock and a larger wool sock over the top. The liner sock wicks away the moisture, which is then captured by the woolen outer sock. This method can help keep your feet dry and blister free, but on a personal note, I tried this method during the summer and it gave me really bad heat rash. It does what it says on the tin. You wear a single smart wool sock. The smart wool sock is soft, moisture wicking and thermoregulating, which is good in the summer and the winter. If you're prone to blisters in between the toes, then Injinji, I hope I pronounced that right, are the socks for you. They use Coolmax material designed for moisture wicking and are super soft. A tiny note of caution with these socks. They fit very snugly over the toes, which is great, but if you have a plaster on any of those toes, it can get knocked off when you put the sock on. Whichever socks you choose, when you stop for a break, take off your shoes and let your feet breathe. And in the warmer summer months, try changing your socks halfway through the walk. A fresh pair of socks can help keep your feet dry and blister free. Applying talcum powder before you put your socks on can help keep your feet dry and stop moisture building up. Petroleum jelly or Vaseline or Foot Glide applied to areas where you experience friction can stop blisters forming. Petroleum jelly is cheap and you can buy it in chemists while you're walking the Camino. Word of warning, I wouldn't combine both these methods. Pick one. Otherwise, you're going to make a right mess of your socks. Generally, your body gives you a warning before you're about to get a blister. The area that's experiencing friction gets warm and irritated. And this is called a hot spot.
Pretty bird.
Think of hot spots as the canary in the coal mine, warning you of possible danger. If you listen to your body and treat the hot spot, you can stop blisters before they start. I'll show you how to deal with hot spots, but first, something controversial. These are rubbish. I've seen so many problems made worse by these. Controversial, I know. Yes, lots of hikers use them. They're easy to use, easy to pop on, but I have seen so many blisters made worse by these. A walker, pilgrim, gets a hot spot, they pop a compeed on. Then, more often than not, that hot spot turns into a blister underneath the compeed. They try to take the compeed off and it rips the top of the blister off. Then, they're in a world of pain. Scissors, foam padding and leucoplast. Cut the foam padding to fit the hot spot. Place it on the tape. Then place that over the hot spot. To take it off, simply take a shower, put some soap around the tape and it will come loose.
You can get sheep's wool, combine it together, roll it up, push it down the side of your sock near where the hot spot is, and that will stop your skin being irritated.
You've now got all the tools to have a blister-free Camino, but before you go, you really want to try and understand the different types of accommodation and which ones you need a pilgrim passport to be allowed to stay in. So in this video, I outline all the different types of accommodation you'll find on the Camino, and I show you some must-stay places.